Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast. We are three brothers who get together and talk about gaming. We also talk tech, TV, movies, and anything that comes up, really. I'm your host, Jono, and with me, my two brothers.
Nasty Nate.
And Dandolph the Wise.
And today, I think we're going to have some good conversation here about the future of large-scale AAA games. Okay, where they're going, where it's headed, because recently we heard something in the news that might it's not good. Let's say that. Let's say it didn't sound good, okay? But first, what is up? How are you? How you doing? It's a trash bag shit day in the Ottawa Valley, rainy and
Perfect.
crappy, but I'm not going to let that get my spirits down. How about you?
That's a perfect day for gaming, boys. That's
true.
It's true.
It is
But I'll be
true.
working.
It's true.
I'll be working in the basement after this for like 3 or 4 hours, and then I'll game.
I thought
Wow,
you
that
were
sounds
done in the
great.
basement. I thought you said you were done. You said you were done in the basement.
No, today it's the trims. I got to paint the trims and the windowsills. That's pretty much it. Clean up, and then on Monday we're gonna do one more trim above the closets. Finish that up, and then we glue the stairs, and then we're done.
Oh, you're gluing your stairs on.
Yeah, like Home Alone, where he puts the glue on the stairs with the nails.
With a nail? With a big nail for intruders? To hold those intruders back.
But yeah, we bought this like no nail stuff, but I just tested it out last night, and I clamped a piece of flooring to the wood piece that I was testing, and it doesn't glue anything. It's like just comes off. Came off this morning. So
Really? No Name. I heard it was a good brand.
no nail. It's called no nails. No nails glue. No name glue.
No Name glue. No nail stallion. Nails.
No nails.
Apollo.
Oh, shit. All right.
Other than that, it is definitely raining. I will probably not be gaming this afternoon, though. I've been putting in a lot of work in the studio, crunch time, because we're getting close here to having Nathan come in and sing vocals, which is really exciting because that means like we're on the last leg of this whole thing.
Wait. Okay, yeah. Never mind.
To finish the vocals, to finish recording vocals. We've recorded some, and the arrangement is like pretty much done. So I haven't really been doing much other than that. I mean, when it gets crunch time, I feel it. I can feel it down in my plums.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, I went to go see the Mario movie.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah, right.
Since last we spoke.
Daniel,
And
you
it was
have not
good.
seen it.
I don't see it was good. Like it's a good movie.
Yeah. It's okay.
But I don't it's made like how much money now? Like almost $1 billion
Apparently,
or
it's
something.
like it's breaking records. I think.
I mean, it wasn't that good. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just, it's a Mario movie. So, like,
It's a Mario
literally
movie, and it's like
everyone is going to go see it, obviously.
yeah, and it's
gonna
the
make
first
money.
animated Mario movie, right? The first
Yeah.
one.
I think so.
It's going to make money, obviously.
Yeah. And
Question.
now Nintendo's going to be like, "Oh, we've made $1 billion on this fucking movie or whatever." Like time to make a shit ton more Nintendo movies.
Yeah, you think?
Is it better than the original with Bob Hoskins and John
No.
Leguizamo
No way.
and Dennis Hopper as his
No.
terrible
No fucking way.
Bowser? I need that
Luigi Mario?
stone.
So, how many Marios are there? Well, there's Mario, and Luigi Mario. There's 3. That's their last
You
name.
will get me that rock, princess.
That rock.
What's your rating for the new Mario movie out of 10, Nathaniel?
Like a 7.5, I'd say.
Okay.
Mm.
It moved very fast. I was like, very fast. But what are you gonna do? You got to keep
long is
people's
it?
interest, right? An hour and a half.
You have to keep
You gotta
kids'
keep-
interest.
You got to keep
Yeah,
kids
exactly.
interested.
Everything has to happen in an instant.
But, I mean,
flash.
it still didn't work because they were all talking at the theater. So.
Charlie Day played Luigi, right?
Yeah. He wasn't
guy
as
with the really
annoying
loud voice.
as he is in like
Yeah.
everything else.
He's very loud. It's funny though. He's got that funny high register.
Oh, I can't stand that shit. I can't stand him.
He's funny. I like him.
Like in Philadelphia, I can't even watch that show because it's
Oh man. Well, I look forward to seeing it. I don't know if I'll see it in theater or if it comes out.
Oh, it'll look sick on the OLED for sure.
Maybe I'll wait then.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not in
well.
a hurry.
Well, let's move it on over to game time. How about that? Welcome to game time. We're going to talk about what we're playing currently. Actually, I watched something recently. You talked about the Mario movie. I maybe should have talked about it there, but I'll talk about it here. Fuck it. I actually saw I watched the Tetris movie.
Oh, sweet.
Apple
Yes,
TV's
right.
Tetris movie. It was very cool.
Who's in
I
it
would
again?
say it was better than the Mario movie for sure.
I think it's the gentleman guy from the
That guy from the Kingsman.
Kingsman. Yeah.
Oh,
the young
yeah, but it's
British
more of
kid.
like a biopic, right? About the inventor of Tetris.
Yeah, and the guy who brought it
Right.
to Japan.
Oh, okay.
It's like some cool nostalgia. It's based obviously on a true story, and there's like some international political intrigue because the guy who invented Tetris was in Russia, and he worked for the state, right? He worked for the government, and
Yeah.
he made the game. And back then you couldn't make any money off of anything that you did. Everyone kind of just made the same thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So like he couldn't really sell it and make money. It's just the story of the license and how the licensing
okay.
worked, and everyone wanted to get the license for Tetris. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what it's about, and it's about like the Russian government kind of trying to make deals because the Soviet Union was collapsing, right? And the people kind of wanted something, right? Because they're getting nothing. They wanted to get something out of it. So there was all these different parties who were trying to get the licensing rights, and that's what it's about. And it's about the guy who's trying to get it and bring it to Japan, like the license for Tetris to Japan.
Nice. I would watch that. I was actually interested when I saw the trailer. What year was that then? What year would that have been?
Ooh, what year was it?
80
Late 80s?
late 70s, early 80s.
Oh,
There's another one about the pinball wizard. Did you see that one?
No.
I think
maybe?
it's on Prime.
who plays him?
Pinball
Willem Dafoe?
Wizard.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, Willem.
The trailer looked sweet, so I'm gonna try to watch
That was
that
a
one.
shot in the dark.
Check out Tetris though. Like anyone who's a gamer would like it. And there's lots of cool things in it. There's a cool little Nintendo tidbits in there that are sweet, and I laughed at.
Nice.
I was also playing. I played a game. I saw this game on Game Pass. Okay, the artwork caught my eye. The artwork on the poster caught my eye. It's called Homestead Arcana.
Oh yeah.
That sounds familiar. I might have seen it.
It's like it's a cozy game.
Yeah.
But once I launched it up, I spun it up, and the art style was nothing like the thing that caught my eye, right? So I'm just like, this looks kind of shitty. But I played it for like an hour and a bit. It's pretty intriguing. I'll continue to play it, I think. It's like you're a witch or a wizard. You're a witch, I guess they call you a witch, and it's kind of like in Harvest Moon where you have to go and you take over your uncle's farm or whatever, but it's kind of like that, but the world is being taken over by what's called the miasma. It's like a dark kind of weird gas or energy. And they send out these young witches to kind of cultivate land and send resources back to the main city. And I guess this thing has taken over like almost the whole planet. So like there's very little human populations left, and you play one of these witches to cultivate the land and do quests and send things back for money and all that stuff. And then I'm guessing there's a story. It's kind of started already. There's a story that kind of alludes to maybe that you can push the miasma back, and maybe you can take back the world.
Take back the land.
Yeah. So that's kind of I think what it's about. It's
Interesting
pretty
how
cool.
they have to like they have to start adding sort of like a threat to these cozy games a little bit. I'm not sure I like that. They're supposed to be cozy, okay? Let's be careful with the dark calamities and the threats in these cozy games.
Well,
man.
yeah,
There was
maybe
no
it's a half
threats
cozy
in Harvest
game.
Moon.
Maybe it's a half cozy game.
Half cozy, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess.
it's a half cozy.
Harvestella went down. I think it's 50% off on Nintendo Store right now.
Yeah, I guess it would be similar to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
I almost bought it, but I didn't because I have no money. I have no money left. Okay.
I mean, I
Okay.
guess
Okay.
there's no money left in my account. They're. I think though, Stardew. I like when there's like an option to fight with the danger, right? Because Stardew, you don't have to fight anything. There are just beasties out in the wilds, right? Pretty sure.
In the mines, I think.
Yeah. So that's okay. There's an option. No, I don't need to fight. I don't want to fight. But if there's something that encroaches on the coziness of the story of the game,
You're encroaching on my coziness.
You're encroaching my coziness.
No, well, that's all for me, though. I mean, other than
all right.
getting worse at Apex, I'm just getting worse and worse.
You're getting older, man.
I think that's what it is. I'm just getting worse.
Your eyes.
Playing an hour of a cozy game. Oh, I love
I
it.
don't understand. But, yeah. I've also been playing Hearthstone Battlegrounds. I had enough of standard play. I'm no longer playing that shit. I'm going back to Battlegrounds. And I got my rating up to 5,000, and I'm
Nice.
creeping slower to 6,000. Pretty
Nice. That, speaking of Hearthstone, the standard, the Death Knight, the blood, there's a blood build right now. It's so unbelievably OP. Like, I can't even get to his face. He's got like 15 board wipes, and he just keeps fucking doing them over and over again until I'm out of cards. And he's like, there it is. And he doesn't even hit my face. Like, he'll just keep clearing board until I'm out of cards. Like, it's insane. And then he'll just sit there, and I can't do anything. It's insane.
Do you
It's
run
so
that card that makes
fucking
your deck
insane.
bigger?
I can't do that in this one because I'm using the pure paladin, which is you can't use decks outside of the paladin class or you don't get the bonuses.
Yeah.
So, like, I've got these sweet combos and these sweet plays. I'm like, haha, deal with that. And he's like, I'm like, okay. And then I'll put him out. I'm like, deal with that. Because I've got Divine Shield on. And he's like, oh. Then he does that corpse explosion that never ends.
Yep.
And just destroys everything. Like 3. And then he'll discover more corpse explosions. He discovers like 4 corpse explosions through the whole fucking match. I'm like, so right now when
Corpse
I see it.
explosion is so fucking stupid.
I know. It's so fucking stupid. And they just came out with a bunch of nerfs and
I've been
buffs,
telling- I've
and
been
Death
saying
Knight
this
was
the whole
not
fucking
even
time.
touched. It wasn't even touched. Death Knight.
I've
was
been
crazy.
fucking saying this since I
So-
started playing again.
So now I jump into a match. If I see Death Knight, it's auto concede next because I can beat anything else but Death Knight. So I just auto concede Death Knight. Go in. Oh, it's Mage, no problem. Rogue, no problem. Death Knight, auto concede. So it's like I win 2 and then I auto concede.
Isn't Rogue bad? Nobody's playing. I haven't.
No,
I didn't
they've
see
got
much
this.
Rogue.
They've got a cool little like steel rogue thing going on right now. It's fucking annoying. But like, you know what's annoying is when Priest steals your cards. That is so stupid. Like, why is Priest stealing my cards? It doesn't make any sense to me. Rogue, I understand. He's like a thief, a rogue.
Yeah.
But what is a Priest stealing my cards for? It's fucking dumb.
No, you're donating it. You're donating as a tithe to the priest.
Oh, I see.
I was gonna say.
Anyway, I'm still stuck.
Priest.
I'm still stuck at Platinum 4. I was able to get to 4.
That's interesting. Do you guys think that? Well, I mean, because I don't know. I'm kind of a card player noob. But is that a thing where certain classes shouldn't do certain move types because it doesn't really suit that class?
Well, back in the day, they kind of stayed in their lane, right?
but
back
now
in
it's
the
a
day-
free for all.
Now it's just like,
Like I
does
said.
it even matter what class you choose? No, it doesn't.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Because everyone can just
Because
kill you
everything
with
can
something.
everyone can either discover or steal cards from other classes. So it's like
Yeah,
there's
like,
more cards that you
dude,
have
that
to
happened to
remember.
me with some fucking. I don't even know what I was playing, like a shaman. I was like, "How did you get one of my spells?"
Yeah.
I have no idea how it even happened either, and it fucking totally changed the game, and I lost because he did it. I was like, "How?
Shaman.
How
gotta be
did you
careful with
get
shamans.
that? Where did it come from? You can't steal cards. How did you get a priest spell?"
I think
Like what?
Yeah,
The
pre-spell, I
fuck?
don't know. Maybe nature, like he can discover a nature spell, which might give him like a druid spell or something like that, but I don't know how you get a holy spell.
I have no idea how it worked.
He learns.
Oh,
the
and
shaman
they just buffed that holy nova. Do you see that?
No,
Holy nova was like what was it, 5 mana for
4 mana.
4 mana? It's like 3 mana now or
Oh,
something
nice.
stupid.
Good.
It's so stupid.
Why is that stupid? That card it used to be 5
'Cause
mana.
I hate
it was
priest.
horrible. It was
Fuck
horrible.
priest. You guys want to know how I got Tears of the Kingdom for $30 off?
Sure. Do we want to know? Is this legal?
Yes.
Did you do this by legal means?
So, what I did was I got my wife to drive to Costco. She went to Costco
Interesting.
and she saw that they have those Nintendo gift cards. $100 in Nintendo gift cards for $90. This is all Canadian, okay? Canadian money. So I got $100 in Nintendo money for $90. Okay, so I saved $10 there.
Okay.
Tears of the Kingdom is the first game that is going to be $89 plus tax Canadian. So it's going to come out to $101, like God of War did.
Right.
Right. So I've saved $10. I bring it home, and now Nintendo's running that voucher deal thing where you could buy 2 vouchers where you buy or pre-order any games that are on their voucher list, which Tears of the Kingdom is on their voucher list right now. So you can buy these vouchers. So 2 vouchers is $150 taxes in. Okay. So I've already saved $10 on that $150 because I went to Costco, right? So I'm at $140 for 2 vouchers. That's $70 a piece. Taxes in. And so I pre-ordered my Tears of the Kingdom with 1 voucher, which is worth $70 taxes in. So I saved $31 on Tears of the Kingdom. And I have another voucher that I can use to buy any other game on the voucher list. So I'm just going to wait to see if there's any cool pre-orders that are going to come out for
But
any
isn't
brand
it
new.
only a $70 value? The game on the voucher? So would you have to pay more if it's over $70, or do you just
No.
get one game?
Yeah, you get 1 game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like a
So-
ticket.
Yeah, it's a ticket. And I might get the Skyward Sword remaster, which is on the voucher list, and that retails at $80 plus
Ugh.
tax.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Such a joke.
Or I might wait for the next big Nintendo game that might get put on the voucher list, like the pre-order. So I'm gonna wait. I have 365 days
Leave it to Nintendo.
to
Buy a
to
voucher
use
that
this
expires.
voucher. Yeah,
Here, give us your money. You know what? You don't have to use it right now.
but that's the best way I found how to save money on Tears of the Kingdom. It's pretty good.
But you had to spend an extra $70.
Yes, but I'm gonna be buying
So you
games
saved
anyway.
no money. You actually spent an extra $70.
What? Wait, what?
Babe.
Just like math flying around.
I don't know. I will be buying it full price, I guess,
Oh,
because like I'm gonna need to do something in Florida for 2 weeks. I kind
Oh
of
my
thought about it, and I was like, oh my god.
you're gonna be a
dark
Florida
practice.
man. Hopefully, I don't hear
Florida man.
a fucking news about.
Yeah, hopefully we
A new
don't see
Florida
you on
man.
the Florida Man podcast. Florida
Eats
Man.
his own face.
That's a
Florida
great
man.
podcast.
Florida man drops switch in swamp. Goes after it. Doesn't
Russell's
come back.
alligator for Nintendo Switch.
I'll probably bring Animal Crossing and Breath of the Wild and
Nice.
Tears of the Kingdom. Just keep me sane.
Oh,
They got
speaking of-
instruments there though. I'll do some writing and shit.
Speaking of Breath of the Wild, I finished it.
Oh,
Yes.
Good for you.
Very good game overall. The Ganon fight was a bit easy.
Oh,
Only
thank God.
Took me a couple of tries, but it was fun. It was a fun fight. I was having fun playing the fight.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Daniel, did you beat it yet?
No, I've done. All I have to do now is fight him.
I beat it before you.
Wow. How does that make you feel, Dan? Probably like a giant loser, I would imagine.
No, I'm actually unaffected by that. I'm unfazed.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Beat that. And I've been playing more Wild Frost, which I'm fucking obsessed with. Me and Aaron from Superpod Saga are going to do some kind of co-op content with it next week. So look out for that. It's going to be pretty fun. We're going to try to get through the game together. We're going to put our two big mushy brains together and co-op this bitch.
Big wet brains.
Smooth brains.
What does Holt say? It should be mushy and wet.
Something about wet, and Jake's like, oh, God.
Oh, I just spun up that new Hanakai Star Rail game.
Oh yeah, I keep seeing ads for that. Like, it's
Oh,
all
man.
over my fucking Twitter.
It's like another it's another Genshin Impact kind of thing. But the
Honky.
art, like the graphics are sick. Like they're very well done.
It looked pretty cool.
And it's locked at 60 FPS right now, and it's only on PC, so I just cranked the graphics. I'm playing it at 5K upscaled resolution, like
Is it
the
free?
resolution
Free to
scaler.
play?
Oops.
Is it free
Yes,
to play?
free to play. Free to play, yeah. The voice acting is not terrible. It's like not good, but it's not awfully
It's
bad.
not good.
You know what I mean? So like I actually kept it on English.
Wow.
So it's not too bad.
Wow. Wow.
I'll probably check out the Japanese and I'll probably stay there, but it's not too bad, the English voice acting. The animations, the style, like the art style, the graphics, it's very cool looking. And it's like a turn-based RPG. It's not an action like Genshin
Oh,
Impact
okay.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't played a turn-based. Oh no, that's not true. I played Octopath. That was definitely turn-based. But that's
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh, and I've got it streaming since you can't get it on the PS5 yet or any console. I have it streaming down to my PC through an app called Moonlight.
Mhm.
Okay, so Moonlight is an app that connects to your NVIDIA graphics card.
I
for
think
the-
I've
for the
tried
game
it
stream.
before.
But now Game Stream is being phased out, so you're not going to have Game Stream anymore with the NVIDIA cards. So there's an app on GitHub called Sunshine, which someone has made to replace the Game Stream app, and it's sick. Very nice. So I've got all that hooked up. So I've got a few games that I can stream down to my TV through the
Man,
the
isn't
Android
open
TV
source
app.
great? Isn't open source
Yeah.
fucking awesome?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
And I was playing Star Rail down on my TV, and it looked so fucking good. And it was playing 60 FPS, 5K, streamed down to my TV. Like, awesome. It was awesome.
Streaming 5K.
Yeah. Well, 5K. It's 2K resolution on my computer, but it's render resolution in game to 5K.
And then downscaled to 4K on your TV.
But it
like,
looks,
what the fuck are you talking about?
So it looks good. It looks fucking good.
All right. Dan, what are you doing?
Well, let me start with this. In light of Jedi Survivor's release, I downloaded Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Played about 3 hours. I played about 3 hours to get a feel of the graphics, the mechanics, and the story.
That's one boss, right? One boss fight?
Well, we'll see. I don't know yet. It's not enough to gauge how difficult it really is. But I am really, really impressed so far. It's a great OLED game, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The freaking lightsaber and the lights, and like Star Wars is just always full of lights, right? The dash lights and all the ships and the consoles and all that stuff. It's really engaging and charming. Like it feels like an Uncharted game, but Star Wars. I mean, that's the best way I can put it in terms of it's the way you move and the kind of the level, the mechanics, I guess, the way you move through regions and the map and stuff. They definitely, one huge problem I've already seen is they definitely need a friggin' auto-saving feature. Like, come on, just put auto-save in the game, man. What are you doing? What is the problem
That's
with just
why
putting autosave
It's a
or a
difficulty,
save
man.
in the start
It's
menu?
punishing. It's a
What do you
punishing.
mean? How do you save?
You have to find meditation spots where you can rest, which respawns enemies, and you can
So
put
that's
in
like a
your
Dark
skills.
Souls.
Right. You can put in your skills in like your skill tree at the same place. But like, if you go friggin', they're so easily missed if you're just caught up in the action and the flow of the map region, and then you just die without thinking, oh shit, I didn't have a save for 20 minutes. And then it just brings you back to the last save point, and you're like,
Sekiro.
oh my God. Yeah, it's just, but it's not even like those games are hardcore, so you kind of understand. It's just a Star Wars game, man.
But that's what this game is, though. That's what
I think
it was
that's
like.
what they wanted to do.
Yeah,
Really?
That's why
I'm not getting that vibe, though.
That's why I stopped playing it.
Weird. Okay, we'll see, I guess. But anyway,
So did you get that for free?
Yeah, it was on Game Pass.
Okay, yeah, right.
Definitely feels like a game I'll keep playing. Like I want to pick it back up again because that's how into the story I was. The story is nice and clear, nothing convoluted. It's right there. They tell you what your mission is at the very beginning and whatever. So I want to pick it back up. And so there's that. Fallen Order. Breath of the Wild. Yes, I am close to fighting Ganon. I mean, I could just go do it right now, but I might want to upgrade my gear first because like I seem to die a lot, but I have like a lot of hearts, and I've already upgraded my Hyrule gear. I want to wear the Hyrule clothes. I've collected all 18 memories. Okay, so I did the 12 album memories, the 4 Divine Beast memories, the Master Sword memory, and the final memory in what I'll call, I guess, the Guardian Graveyard in Hyrule, where you learn, spoiler alert, where you learn Link actually dies in battle against the Guardians controlled by the Great Calamity. And Zelda has him brought to the Shrine of Resurrection to be restored, the process taking 100 years at the cost of his memory. I didn't know that. That's why you play these memories, right? Why the hell is Link's memory? What the fuck am I doing here? That's what happens.
Well, we knew he died, didn't we?
I don't think so. I think that's the memory that reveals it because I don't remember. Unless it's been because I played it so long over so long a time. Maybe they told me before.
I don't know if it's in there. You have to do the memories to know.
Well,
that. Yeah.
it's the Shrine of Resurrection. Like you're going to assume that he died and he's going to be resurrected in this tomb.
Yeah, but I don't know that they tell you that's where you start the game, though. I don't know. Anyway, it was news to me, in short. So I thought that was really cool, and I was like, okay, well, that was nice to know, because then you're like, oh, cool. And you kind of just get a better picture of what, like, Link's function was. Anyway, so I've done that. That's really it. Just kind of Fallen Order, Breath of the Wild, prepping to fight Ganon. That's what's next.
Maybe I'll get Fallen Order a try again. I don't know.
Yeah, because you played it a bit, right? I remember you being like, this is hard. And I think Briscoe, my buddy Matt, also said it was very hard. And that's probably why I haven't played it yet.
Just put it on easy.
But I might just, it depends
I mean,
how
you
hard
could do
it
that.
gets. Yeah.
But I just found like there was the boss fight. I guess it's a hard one, but there's this giant frog dude, this frog boss. And
How far in?
I don't know. I don't know
I played like giant frog creatures last night, and they were harder than I thought.
It was a boss, like this frog boss dude.
Okay.
And the controls were just not good. I found
they're
like you dodge and you don't dodge,
weird.
you still get hit. Like, you know what I mean? You never actually dodge. You just roll away, and he just goes straight at you where you roll to. I just hated it. It was like like he knew where I was going, and he just hit me. Like, you have to dodge at the very, very, very last second.
Yep.
To do anything. And it was just overly hard for no reason. I hate that. If a game is like that, I fucking hate it, and I will not play it.
It's a shame. Daniel, since I signed in on your PlayStation, you have all my catalog of games.
Speaking of frog boss,
frog
was it
boss,
Nasty Nate you fought?
Nasty Nate frog boss.
You have my catalog of games on PS5, so you should play Demon's Souls.
At one point,
very cool, and it looks sick on the OLED. Very dark, very, very dark.
Interesting.
But definitely give that a try after. Pretty sweet.
Well, I mean, I said, but for my New Year's resolution on the show, I want to play a little bit more games, and that's what I'm trying to do. Even if it's just for a few hours to get the feel of them, but I do want to keep playing this one and hopefully play Survivor because I'm liking the main character. I'm liking the characters so far. The voice
Connor
acting,
McDavid?
I think, is great.
The main character looks exactly like Connor McDavid.
Oh,
Just a redhead.
Cal Kester, I think is his name.
I find the voice acting in these American games are so good. Like the big.
I like the
EA
yeah. I
games.
liked the
You know what I mean?
production. I liked the story.
Yeah.
I was intrigued. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be cool. A Star Wars like adventure. This is exactly what at the time what I wanted to play. Very cool, and I was excited to play it until I, experienced what I did.
I'm playing Jedi Knight difficulty, which is like all the sliders or all the meters in the middle. So it's like the balanced challenge.
Maybe I should just fucking play it.
Turn
through
it
the
all to the
story.
left.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Yeah.
I
It's
ain't
a
no
bit weird,
hero.
though.
I ain't no
I think
hero.
that's what.
I don't want to be a hero. I don't gotta be a
that's what I
hero.
will-
Don't be a
think that's
hero,
what-
mate. Don't be a hero, mate. Remember that?
We'll see. I might have to turn it down. I don't know.
Oh, frig. All right. Well, should we move on?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are we going to do some gaming news? You got anything to talk about?
Yeah,
or
I got
should
a
we
couple
go?
of things. Yeah.
All right, let's hit up
Oh, yeah.
some gaming news. All right, gaming news. What did you want to talk about first? We talking about Unrecord first?
Guys, we should talk about Unrecord. This
Oh.
new gameplay trailer that came out for an
Everyone's
Unreal
talking about
Engine
this now.
5. Yeah.
Everyone's talking about this. Although I saw
It's
it
like-
a while ago.
It's going to be like the benchmark Unreal Engine 5 game that's like currently in
Is it?
release. I don't know,
Maybe I
man.
haven't
Have you
really
seen any other
watched.
games that look like that?
I
That's
feel like
all
it's
tricks.
just some like camera trickery, you
It's
know what I
camera
mean?
trickery and
We'll
and
talk
the blur
about that.
effects.
I got notes about that.
That's what I feel
Anyway.
it is. Because like the lens is like a fisheye almost. Looks like an old
Yeah, okay,
skate
well-
video. The guy
And with the camera
flopping a
shake.
gun around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me talk. Okay, let me start with this then.
It's like Lloyd. It's like Lloyd when he tried to shoot that guy.
And you're a horrible shot.
You're a horrible shot.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Let me start with my notes here because this directly relates to that, I think. So I watched the trailer, and I think the coolest thing about that, issue, if you can call it that, is it. We'll call it. Actually, let's call that a practical narrative tool. That's what I have written down here. Okay, they're using in this game. They appear to be using practical narrative tools that allow the game to intrinsically kind of mask the reality that this is, in fact, a video game. So these include the fisheye camera lens that you're talking about, right? The lens distortion, the chromatic aberration around the edges, and the fact that it's like the perspective is really skewed, so it can mask a lot of artifacts, and that graphics may produce and things like that. Also, another one, I watched another video of an analysis of it, and this guy brought up a great point. They're using blurred faces for the perpetrators, which is a really cool tool because character faces are probably the hardest to get right with video game graphics, right? So they're usually the first thing to remove us from immersion if they don't look right. But blurred perpetrator faces completely removes that problem. So you're not distracted by, that guy looked a little weird.
But at
you
that
know,
distance,
so that's really cool.
do you really think because they're pretty far away from you?
Yeah,
just-
but it plays into that, your
Yeah, it doesn't take you out.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think because you've never really seen that. I don't need to see the guy's face. All I need to do is fucking point at him and shoot him and put him down.
face. I don't want to look him in the eyes.
I don't need to be personal. I don't need to personalize him. I need to make sure they're not human. So I thought that those kind of little effects were really cool. The sound design too. Did you guys notice this? The really cool
I
sound
haven't
design.
really
I don't-
watched much other than on Twitter, and it's on my phone, so I don't hear
Oh,
sound.
well, you got to listen. I was watching it in the studio on my monitors, and the EQ curve on the shitty body cam mic, it has a lot of low end.
Rustling? Does it rustle a lot?
Yeah, because you're running and stuff, which is cool. But
Oh,
the
interesting.
way the audio distorts with the gunfire, it's like that's really cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
And it's
It,
probably
like-
my favorite part of
It
the whole trailer.
spikes it.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool, and it doesn't distort like crazy, so it's just annoying. You still hear the gun, but you can tell it's all chopped off, right, with the distortion. Very, very cool. And you hear like a lot of that kind of boxy low end, because it's like on, it's like when you're jumping over shit, it's like when it's like rustling. Really cool. Which I'm looking forward to because I haven't heard anything quite that unique. But you guys, like the aiming and the recoil, I thought looked really refreshing. I was like, I feel like
it looked like horrible recoil to me. He's like,
no, but imagine. I mean, I haven't shot a gun. You guys have. You went to Vegas. You went to the ranges. So I don't know what that's quite like.
Not a
but
pistol.
To me,
pistols are cheese.
But to me,
I thought
on the body
I shot
cam,
a Glock. That's probably the same gun he's using.
It looks similar.
It wasn't
similar. I don't
horrible.
know for sure, but
what I did surprisingly, the triggers are surprisingly hard to press. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It's not. They're not light. It's not easy to pull those.
You really got to squeeze.
You got to fucking squeeze. It.
I shot the 1911 Colt.
Oh,
it was fucking sick. It was so fucking sweet.
That would be my choice.
It's like crack. And then I shot the AK-47. That shit got so hot, like on the handle, because it's just like a wood covering the barrel, right? So you're like,
those things were so fucking loud. It was
my god,
so
it was
loud.
Insane. And then I did the SWAT,
Yeah,
shotgun.
that thing was so loud.
That kicked my ass. That thing,
dude. I had a
Wow.
video. I don't have it anymore. Of our cousin Matt Deej, who was on the show a while back last year. I have a video of him doing the pump action. That shotgun was that the same shotgun? It's just like he pulls the trigger and the audio disappears.
Yeah.
From the video.
I love that.
And then comes back. Boo! And it was like his hair is like blowing back.
Yeah.
Like it was so like concussive. It's just like,
Good word. Good word.
fucking brutal. And like there's no sound in the video, but disappears. Like I couldn't believe how loud. Even the M4. I thought the M4 was so loud. Like it was way louder than I thought it would be. Just playing it.
I mean, aren't
like,
they
in the
all?
games.
They're all just loud. They're just loud. They're fucking.
But like
guns
more than
must
I
be
thought
loud.
they would be. You know what I mean? Like I feel the M4 was louder than the AK. Like it was, which I did not think would.
I don't
would
remember
be a
that. I just remember the AK burning my hand after like unloading a whole fucking clip into zombie Osama bin Laden.
thing. Yeah, I shot I think I was shooting aliens. I
It's
shot.
like you guys are you're playing a fucking shooter on like Newgrounds.
It was sweet. I shot a Glock and an MP5, which is sweet because the
Oh, the
MP5.
MP5, yeah.
MP5 is. I use that gun in Warzone like all the time. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Now.
that's
I'm
cool. I also shot
I fucking use this gun, but it did jam up on me because she said, and she was like, "Yeah, these guns are shit. That happens to them all the time." I'm like, "Fuck!" But the MP5 had no recoil, man. Nothing. It was just like
Little submachine gun. Yeah.
Sick. It was
Man, that's
That
sick.
could be why because I think that's like standard issue for a lot of like Navy SEAL, and it would make sense because it's extremely practical that way, I guess.
Yeah, it's just.
I don't know.
smooth.
That is cool, but I would definitely start with handguns because I just don't trust myself or the fucking guns. I don't know. Anyway,
Anywho,
we digress. As cool as that is, as fucking awesome as that is. So, but I was gonna say, but still, the fact remains that the recoil of the firearms looks very refreshing and is guaranteed, at least for me, to make this an extremely satisfying game to play. I can just tell when I play it and I start, getting kills and whatever, that's going to be way cooler than most first-person shooters I played. I think that's the key point here. Is it looks really unique and different. My concern with the graphics, though, is like, how well is this really going to run on new gen consoles? You know what I mean? Because like, will it look like this trailer? Will it have to be downgraded?
Yeah.
A high frame rate is a huge part of the realism of this game.
I think
Will
the
we
tricks
even
that they're
get
using
60?
is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Like the tricks that they're using, it should be
Well,
good.
we'll
See,
and like
to
that
go
that
on,
chest
at
cam isn't going to be 120 hertz. It's going to be 60 hertz, that chest cam. So
I
they can
guess.
like lock it at 60 FPS. And
yeah, that's another.
and it
It
be
might even be
realistic.
30.
even 30. Yeah.
Would it a chest cam? It's probably 60. It's like a GoPro probably or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I think they're going for, is that really smooth, buttery kind of. Anyway, I'm excited. Unfortunately, Nathaniel, for Nasty Nate here, it's not VR. It will not be out for VR. Um,
Ugh, that would be sick.
and at least not yet. I don't know if it will in the future, but I don't
But you
think
can't
that's in
do
the
it on
cards.
VR though, because you would be looking through. Being in VR is not looking through that lens.
Through
you know
a
what I mean?
camera. Yeah, maybe.
It's holding the gun.
You're
Cocking
actually
the gun.
there. Yeah, like you're seeing what's actually happening, not that effect.
Or
I saw this a while ago on Twitter.
Yeah.
I remember I'm like, oh, I did not think it would be a game eventually. Like, you know what? I thought it was gonna be, it was just a thing someone did, like that Japanese subway thing.
right.
That's what I thought it was.
true.
Because I saw it like a while back, like months ago. And I was like, oh, that's fucked up. But I didn't think it was actually becoming a game.
Right.
Which is
But we know for a fact it's actually becoming a game.
Yeah,
yeah. I think
Oh, yeah.
so.
that's what it sounds like.
Okay. I was in the same boat as John.
I don't remember the name of the developer or whatever. I'm sure it was mentioned in the videos that I watched, but I have to check it out. It's cool how it has us guessing. Like, that's how crazy this stuff looks. You're just like, this won't be a game. It's just like a
And there's
cool
people saying, oh,
demo.
it's too realistic. It's like, what are you talking about? Games have been
Just
realistic
shut up.
for a
Just
long
shut
time.
up.
I know. I can't stand when people say that. I fucking can't
Too
stand
realistic.
it.
Like, the whole point of making video
graphics are
games.
too good for this video game. Like, shut up.
The whole point of
Go
making
back to
games
playing fucking 16-bit RPGs on
so that I don't have
SNES.
to fucking leave my house. I don't have to go outside. That's the whole point of making video games.
So I don't have to go become a police officer and do this myself.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I don't have to go to a firing range now. I mean, I probably may in the future. Anyway,
What about, did you have anything for gaming
Guys.
news?
Microsoft and Activision deal got blocked by the UK.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Everyone thought this was going to sail through, no problems. But nope. So Microsoft is going to try and appeal, but
Yes, I heard
right
that.
now it is blocked, and Activision will not be swallowed by Microsoft. Sony
Damn it.
did its job, eh? Look at that. But did you guys hear about these like the clauses in these 10-year deals that Microsoft was offering Sony for the Call of Duty?
No. I don't think so.
So it's like, oh, we'll give you Call of Duty for 10 years on your platform and all that, but we will take 100% of the sales
What?
and all the profits from any in-game sales of like all the profits. So you can have the game to sell consoles, but the game profits and everything sold in the game is coming to us. And Sony was like, no, not going to do that.
whoa.
So no
So,
wonder
hang on.
Sony said no.
Just to
that 10-year
reiterate,
deal.
the deal's not going through at all. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Wow, crazy.
So it's been blocked.
I mean, did I really care? The only thing I really wanted out of this was for Microsoft to make Activision less of a shitbag company,
Yeah.
I believe is what I said on Twitter. Like,
Yeah.
that's all I really wanted.
That was
I
would've been
don't
cool.
care about Call of Duty. I don't give a shit. I have a PS5. I have a PC. I'm playing Call of Duty on PC either way. I don't give a shit. So
I'm playing Call of Duty nowhere. Nowhere.
you bought last fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah, never again will I ever.
And the one before that. You bought
No, I bought Vanguard.
You had
Oh,
Cold,
I didn't
you
buy
had
that
Cold
one.
War 2. You had Cold War 2, didn't you? Yes, you did. You fucking idiot.
I still have to beat that one.
Did you buy? You're just denying buying the last two.
Just blocking it
No,
out
I
of your
didn't-
brain.
I didn't buy the latest one.
Okay, but what about Modern Warfare 2019? Did you buy that one? I think
No.
you did. You did. You
No.
had it on Xbox. Yes, you did. You just didn't have
What?
it on PC.
No, oh, I sold it.
Yeah, but you bought it. You
Sold it.
bought,
So
you
you
bought
bought it.
3 of
And
the
then you
last
sold it.
4 Call of Duties. No, I don't buy Call of Duty. I don't buy Call of
Fuck
Duty.
Call of Duty.
What was the? I keep asking this. I'm never gonna remember. Modern Warfare. What was the one that I liked the trailer of with the ship
latest
physics?
one.
And,
That was the new
yeah.
one.
What's it called?
Oh, my.
Modern Warfare 2.
2022.
There's already been a Modern Warfare 2. I don't understand this shit.
Yeah, it's just called
But I do
MW2.
wanna play it.
MW2.
I would be interested in playing the campaign.
I haven't played it yet. I own it and I haven't played the campaign yet.
Oh, really?
okay.
I bought it because I was going to be like, because Warzone 2.0 was coming out. And I was like, okay, I'll buy it so I can like
All
level
the
some
guns,
guns.
yeah.
So because Warzone
Oh,
2.0.
right, 'cause there's
Warzone
like a-
2.0 has to be better than the first one, right? That's what we were thinking. So,
I'm sure.
and it's not. It's horrible. Warzone 2.0 is trash.
What was it?
And they lost a lot of players. Streamers are not playing Call of Duty anymore because this game is just not good. It's not as good as the first one. And they're in season 3 now.
Oh,
and
wow.
they're still trying to tweak it. So people, like, there's a lot to do, I guess. It's
Can't
just,
they
it's
just
just not good.
take all the guys that left, put them in a room, and say, tell us what we need to do to make this game good. And then give them a list of fucking things to do and get it done.
Yeah. Because what the thing is,
They have the money.
what they did was the engine, right? They made a unified Call of Duty engine that all the developers are going to use now for whether it's Infinity Ward or who's the other one? Infinity Ward, and it starts with an I.
Infinity Ward.
That starts with an I. No, the other one starts with something else then. What is their name?
Treyarch?
Treyarch. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Infinity Ward and Treyarch. But they're both going to be using now the same engine to make their games. Okay.
So they can all.
So it can cohesively integrate with Warzone 2. That's
Right, okay.
That was the idea. But they're starting at 0, right? They're starting at fucking 0. And
Sounds like a good idea.
yeah, the idea was good, but like the thing they created for Warzone is just, it was too slow. It's still kind of slow. They increased the movement speed a little bit. That kind of thing. It's just, people just don't like the way it handles. It's very clunky. Not as fast and snappy as like the last one was, which was sweet in the beginning. And also, just bring back Verdansk and fucking people will play the game. That's all you got to do. That's the original map. Boom. Anyway, what the fuck were we talking about?
What was I going to say? Oh,
we're not talking about Call of Duty here.
Microsoft.
Oh, yes. There we go.
What I want now that it's been blocked, I can pre-order Diablo 4 and not worry about it showing up for discount somewhere on a Microsoft Game Pass bullshit. So I'll be doing that soon. Getting 2 copies of that fucking game. Gonna spend $200.
All right.
Next.
Yeah. I don't know if I will. Will I?
What? I got to get 2 copies. I got to get
Pre-order?
PS5 and I got to
don't
get
wanna
PC.
pre-order. Really? You're buying 2 copies? Yeah, I'll just play it on
Alma's
PS5.
playing.
Although it was good on PS5.
Oh,
but
it was
Pam wants to
fantastic.
play too.
So there you go. You got to
I
get
guess-
2 copies.
Yeah, I do have to get 2 copies. God damn it. Okay. Well, we have some more gaming news, but it's actually today's topic. So why don't we head over there now? Is it getting too big? That's what she said about AAA games. Okay.
That's what she said.
At the Game Developers Conference last month, there was a roundtable discussion among industry veterans, okay? Now, this is from an article that was on GameRant.com that I read, and it caught my eye. And I said, wow, we should talk about this on that bi-weekly podcast thing that we do. Okay, so a senior member of Cyberpunk 2077's development team, that is to say, Paweł Sasko, he says that the increasing scope and complexity of AAA games are making them steadily more expensive and harder to make. Obviously, this is not shocking, but it seems that others that were present agreed with him that these big AAA cinematic RPGs may not be long for the world.
What?
May not be long for the world.
I don't understand that.
They're getting too big.
Space long. Not one word. B space long for the world means not destined.
Yeah.
Why
For
couldn't
the
they just say that?
They are not long for this world.
Because you
know what I
They knew you were reading the article. They're like, let's confuse Nasty Nate.
Yeah.
They're getting too big, too complex, and expensive to be sustainable. He believes there's going to be a crash. He thinks there's going to be a crash. I don't know what that means, but I assume it's just a point in time where no one will make these types of games anymore because of the resources that it requires to do so. So what do you think about that? What do you think about that?
I don't know, man.
Think about
Like, they
it.
just can't do it anymore.
Games
you can't
used to
have
take
these big Skyrim and
Yeah, man. Games used to
Bullshit.
take 2 to 3 years to make.
it takes a long time.
now it's 10 plus years.
Do you know how many hours these guys work too? Like, it's crazy. This is
Think
the
about it.
amount
10 years.
of
You're
work.
working on an RPG for 10 years, like 60 hour days, maybe.
Listen, I think that it's like
60-hour days.
on what planet?
They've created, some kind of time warp, some kind of hyper backlog chamber.
It's just
They're in the hyper
time
backlog
chamber. It's
chamber.
just they're like they just turn the knob to slow time.
But yeah, you know what it's like. Like, it's just craziness. And
I
with the
agree
ambition,
partially.
the ambition of these projects, they can't match it. Look at Star Citizen. Remember, Star Citizen is a perfect example of this.
Yes, that's a great example. But I think it's important to note that this is the case with all video game types, though, with the amount of technology, or I should say the impressive height that technology has reached, software, hardware, whatever. All games are becoming really expensive to make, I'm sure, and time consuming. What are they going to do? They're going to start making FPS shooters that they can finish in 6 months and that's it? Like, they can't do that. I don't think there's going to be a massive crash where they can't make AAA RPGs anymore, because personally, I think what will happen is it'll probably plateau where they can only be so much, but maybe that so much is enough for that type of game. Because personally, and this is coming from the single player open world RPG enthusiast, like, I love these games. It's why I game. I don't always need more, bigger. I just want a great game. I want a great experience. Starfield will be more than enough. It's bigger than it needs to be. So that's on them. If they have the money, whatever.
That's the ambition.
The ambition.
The ambition has to be limited as well, though.
Yes, Hogwarts Legacy was enough. Cyberpunk was enough.
Yeah.
Red Dead 2 was enough. Skyrim, Oblivion was enough. Like, I don't need more than that.
But those games all probably took a long ass time to make.
Well,
Yeah,
did we
they
see how
did.
long Skyrim
And they were
took?
expensive. You know what I mean?
But the point is, their scope is focused. I think when I was reading this article, I was thinking about all this. I was like, I think ultimately, if developers feel like they need to deliver more, humans have been, we've been successfully pushing boundaries in our fields and innovating for centuries. So I don't think video games is going to be an issue, video game development. I think that they're going to find a way to sustain it. They're going to find a way to do this. And it's got to probably start with a strong sense of scope and quest direction. Like, developers can always deliver extremely impressive and immersive RPG games. The question of budget and time is nothing new. Hang on, let me just finish this sentence here. Developers just need to zero in on their game's focus, because it doesn't need to be vast and infinite to be great. It just needs, it can still be innovative and original while being limited to whatever degree.
Okay, well, I have something to say that pertains to exactly what you said now. You think it's going to be scope and direction related fix, like whatever could fix this. Okay, but picture this. In my mind, it's going to be something technologically, something that is developed like a method or something. Okay.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And I'm thinking, listen to this, picture this, something soon. It's going to come along. Whether it be, I don't know when, I don't know what it'll be, hardware or software. We did talk about Unreal Engine 5. We thought maybe it was going to be that thing that is going to do this, like hurl everything into the next era, is what I wanted to say.
It's definitely going to help.
But I don't think that's at the magnitude I'm thinking. I'm thinking something bigger, Something is going to come, and it's going to change the way they make games, and they can do this stuff, make this
like what?
game. I don't know.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. It could be a new piece of software, a new technology
pushing the
in
boundaries,
the software,
right? Being innovative.
Yeah, innovative, and it's going to come, and it's going to maybe solve this, and make it easier, make it take less time. You know what I mean?
Someone will think of something like
someone will think of
I
something.
don't-
If it doesn't
I don't think
come,
there's gonna be-
obviously this crash could certainly happen, but I don't think it will.
I don't know. No, I don't think so either.
So, like, the bigger, the better. Oh, first of all, I was going to throw some facts at you. So,
Uh-oh.
Skyrim took 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
to make.
6 years.
6 years. Oblivion started in 2002, was released in 2006, so that took 4 years. Okay, so Oblivion took 4, Skyrim took 6. Okay.
Wow.
Starfield, or what's it? Yeah, what's it called? Starfield?
Yeah.
10 years. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
See those increments of going up? Now, the more the technology, like the better the technology, the more artists are going to want to push to create.
Yeah.
Right? So the more tools they get, the more freedom they get. It's human nature to push it to the
Reach
limit.
for the stars, baby.
Right, exactly. So what I was thinking was with Unreal Engine 5, bringing all this like together, and I think Unreal Engine 5 will shave maybe a year of development time just because all the tools are there. It's being developed by this company that's just giving all these tools in the same spot. They're all like, everyone's going to be using this engine. It's going to help move those games further, faster, with all the assets that you can like pour in there and use for multiple projects. If you're using Unreal Engine 5 for multiple projects at your studio kind of thing, I think that's definitely going to help. But I think the more technology that comes down the pipe, the more artists are going to want to use and push that technology. So I think it's just going to keep going and going and going. What they just need to do is what Daniel was saying, is just like, bring it,
Rein it in, man.
rein
You
it
gotta
in just
rein
a
it
little
in.
bit. Like, you can have an amazing story, amazing graphics, amazing all this. The world doesn't have to be so enormous. Like, it doesn't have to
Yeah.
be so fucking huge. Like, Hogwarts did such a great job. Like, I found that world was...
How long did it take to do?
Yeah,
You didn't
that's a
look
good
that up.
question.
But the thing is, that's what he's saying. I think he's saying like these big games, including Cyberpunk, including this, he might be reflecting back and saying, "Oh, this took way too long. This cost
Hogwarts
way
5
too much."
years.
Yeah, it takes 5 years of your life to work on one project. Like that's a long time.
Yeah.
And that's what he's talking
it'll
about.
depend on
That's
the
what he's
game
talking
type.
about. Yes, they can do it,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
will they continue to?
Yes,
Because
they're
it
going to have
just takes
Sorry.
too long, and it's so expensive. You know what I mean?
Like, I wonder how long does like a first-person shooter take in comparison? Let's say, like, should we look up a Call of Duty? Let's say, like the latest Call
they
of Duty
come out with
game,
one
or-
every year, man. Yearly.
Yeah, because they're
But-
staggered, right? So while one's
Like 2
getting worked
years.
on, one's releasing.
But then think about the gravity of those games in comparison to something
Yes.
monumental like Hogwarts and whatever. These games are fucking breaking ground. Isn't that what they want to do? I mean, who gives a shit about another fucking Call of Duty, another first-person shooter, unless it's Unrecord being a great example, right?
How do you know? You never even played
Limitation.
it.
I know, but I'm saying the idea, limitation is where creativity thrives, right? So if they box themselves in and they think, okay, I mean, Starfield is a crazy example because it's like a massive idea, a concept where it's like you can explore these different planets and different worlds. It's gonna be huge. That's kind of on them for taking that on. It depends on the game, I guess, the type of game it is, right? Like if it's a game that takes place in one world, then man, like just rein it in. Think about your focus, your story,
But bringing it back, CD Projekt Red made their own engine for Cyberpunk, which probably took
That's another thing. Yeah.
another handful of years just to do the engine and then start developing the game. Right? And now everyone's going to switch to an engine that's already made and that's been out, that's been tested
save
with
some time.
Fortnite and all that shit. It's going to save quite a bit of time just jumping into Unreal.
Because what else did he say? Pavel? I don't remember his name.
Pavel, yeah.
Sasko. I think he's the quest director
Yeah,
or whatever.
quest director, yeah.
CD Projekt Red. He said that like they had to use techniques to hide things that they
Yes.
weren't then complete it during cutscenes, like assets in the game But the problem with Cyberpunk was that when you're constantly in character perspective, you have to flesh everything out on screen, all animations. Yeah. So I get that can definitely be time consuming, but that's the choice they made for narrative, right? So it's like they have to be willing to find that compromise. Okay, what's our narrative going to be? How are we going to present this story? What's the perspective? So it's all going to be in the inception, or I should say the conception
So you think
of
they're
the
just going
game.
to aim smaller? You think they're going to focus more?
Yeah,
You think
because
that's
I don't
going
think
to
that
happen?
I don't think that sacrifices quality in any way or emotion.
Okay, no,
you know,
but
or-
it might not. But the games may not be as huge anymore. You know, what I
well,
mean?
yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
as long as they're great.
But what I was thinking of is in terms of technology, in terms of something coming that's going to be like just like, oh,
Yeah, I
well, that
guess.
just makes this so much easier. Oh, okay.
I think
gonna have to
Unreal
find
5 is
out.
going to be that once
Okay,
that starts
so you
rolling.
think that's going to be it? Okay, it could
Yeah.
still be, but I'm thinking like, remember like wired internet and phone lines? You had to fucking put your phone lines everywhere. I'm thinking like that to Wi-Fi. You know, just it's so much easier now. Boom, something came out and just like, yeah, you want internet in the basement? Here, it's called Wi-Fi. You just do it like this now. Oh, but for
So
game development,
you think some cutting edge
Something's gonna
tech
come
is
out.
gonna
Yeah.
streamline their
how they develop games.
workflow.
yeah, just how it's done, maybe in terms of tools.
Could already be in the works. How do we know if somebody hasn't thought of
and
something?
it
Oh, man,
could
this'll
be
cut
Unreal
time
Engine
in
5
half.
once everyone
Yeah.
starts using it, I guess,
Yeah.
and learning it like to the max.
Well, Fortnite's the first one, but like when's the next one coming? In like end of next year, I think.
Oh, really? There are no Unreal Engine 5 games out right now?
Not other than Fortnite. No, I don't believe so.
Can you verify that?
You verify it while I'll talk about my point here.
Okay.
Okay. So what Daniel was saying, they took shortcuts. Let's talk about these shortcuts that devs have taken over the years
cut some time down.
to cut some time down. So Powell was talking about Witcher 3, for example. They would cut to black to hide objects loading into view, or use camera angles to conceal things that hadn't been fully modeled or animated.
Mm-hmm.
And like he said that wasn't possible with Cyberpunk, which did not feature any cuts or points where the player was removed from V's head. Right?
Right.
So the player wasn't removed from V's head. Sasko says this made it much more expensive to create the branching narratives, as Daniel was saying, that the player expects. So with open, sprawling worlds where everyone wants to explore every nook and cranny, I can see how this might not be feasible anymore. Like with open, sprawling worlds where everyone wants to explore every nook and cranny, I could see how this might not be feasible anymore. Like when I'm playing Cyberpunk, I want to go into every fucking door I see. Modders will actually unlock like 100 buildings,
Yeah.
you know, and they'll like, oh, some doors are now unlocked. Go find them in Night City. And you're like, oh, shit. And you're running around unlocking all these doors. But like, imagine
Yes.
that they unlocked every building and you could go into every building. Like, how ridiculous would that be, right? They
Look,
have
it
to
would
draw
be
the line
ridiculous.
somewhere.
It would be ridiculous.
Take forever.
Yes, because I don't need to go into every building. I do like occasional cool nooks where you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I wasn't expecting to find that here. And things where they deliberately chose, okay, this is going to be a little secret area of the map where the player
Yeah.
can go. Like, I don't need to fucking go in every room. I wouldn't do that in real life. I mean,
I would if I had
what am I
the
looking
tools
for?
like hacking
I wouldn't
doors.
do that in real life. I don't go around. You're like, just
I
go
don't need to know
checking
what's
people's
behind those
doors.
Yeah, checking people's
Locked.
doors. It's like, get out of here. Yeah.
The
Just
doorknob.
going into a store, like you go into the back, you're trying to get into the back. It's like, what are you doing?
Someone in here.
Just like in games.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that. I don't think it's necessary. We have to accept or zero in on what's necessary. What do we need? The fundamental experience. Like, when does it become too much?
Yeah.
Too much feature. Too much content. Too far. Too
It
vast.
will never be enough.
I actually found that about Red
Starfield.
Dead 2.
Or not Starfield.
When I was playing Red Dead 2,
Star
I was
Citizen.
like, Star Citizen.
Star Citizen is too
That
much.
game is fucked. That's a whole other league.
Yeah, forget about that game.
When I was playing Red Dead 2, I remember thinking like, this is just like too much. This is so much. Like, why?
Yeah, it is.
Why
It is
did
a
they
lot.
include? Because I don't even remember there being much of a story element to that region of the map. They included like half of the Red Dead 1 map with Red Dead 2, and you didn't even really need to do anything in it, I don't think. It was just this like
Yeah.
open space
Hmm.
on the map. And I was like, I don't need all of that.
How long did that game take to make?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
that
think
was a huge game. Like that, and that story was so long.
The story was really
Oh my
long.
God, yeah.
It was way
Eight
too
I mean,
long.
years.
I'm
8
okay
years?
with it again because when you're spending $100 fucking on a game nowadays, like you're gonna want.
Okay, well, that was one of my points. Like, if something comes out to fix this, are the games going to get cheaper? Are they going to
No.
become cheaper to make? No.
I don't know,
They're
man,
not.
because then they can put that money to marketing, right? or they can shift it into some other facet of release, something that's going to make them more profit.
Yeah, we're already. Let's screw over the gamers. We're already charging them $100
Yeah.
a game. Why would we lower it?
So
Why would we
Yeah,
wanna-
because then they can make cooler ads for these games. The commercials can become like the 90s again and stuff like that.
Can't
what was
wait to
Jonathan
watch
looking up
commercials.
that we got him to look up?
The games, yes, I have them here. Games using Unreal Engine 5. We have this game called Lyra. It came out April 5th.
Stole it from us.
What about Terrell Dower?
Yeah, it's not about our Lyra. It's a shooter. It seems a third-person shooter game of some kind. Fortnite is using it as of December, I think, 2021. The Matrix Awakens, not a game.
Was that
Long
demo?
Final.
Yeah, it was
No,
just a
not
demo.
long.
We have a Mortal Online 2, released January 25th, 2022.
Oh, really?
Developed by Star Vault. It's an MMORPG that presently uses Unreal Engine. Wait, what? The fuck? It says this is using Unreal Engine 4. Oh, they just say it's confirmed that it will move over to Unreal Engine 5. Okay, that's not
okay.
out. And then there's one coming out in May called Syphilis Protocol. Syphilis Protocol.
Oh, I
I
like
played
that.
that one.
I played that one in real life.
Syphilis Protocol. That comes out in May. I Am Jesus Christ Prologue. Apparently was.
Oh,
Unreal
yeah,
Engine 5.
right. Starring Willem Dafoe.
Oh wow, that's funny. There's a game called
Am
The
Jesus
Bus. That was an upgrade to Unreal Engine 5 though. Layers of Fear coming out June. Yeah, so November 10th. Yeah. So
So like nothing huge.
Yeah.
there's only
guess, right?
less than a handful, I would say, but there's
Okay.
some things coming out this year that are going to be on Unreal Engine 5. So yeah, not a lot of games.
Not a lot of games because they're still going. There's that one with the Monkey King looks unreal, and I think that one's coming out late next year. And that one was like the first big Unreal Engine 5 that really looked insane.
The Monkey King.
I can't remember what it's called.
Monkey Simulator.
Black Myth Wukong
Wukong.
or Wukong. Yeah,
Oh yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah. Watch a trailer for that. It looks insane.
Hang on. Whoa. So there's literally no mention of the word monkey in this title. You were just winging that? Is that
No,
what you're
he
telling
is the
me?
Monkey King in the Chinese lore.
Oh, okay. I was like, that is nothing similar to Monkey King. You weren't even on the. Okay, Black King.
Black-
Say it one more time.
Black Myth. Wukong.
Oh, Black-
Wukong.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the snow and shit. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about. Yeah, the Monkey King. He's got his little pole there.
Yep.
His little fucking.
Yeah.
Looks sweet.
Monkey King.
Yeah, this does look cool. He's Goku.
Anyway, with that coming, hold on, I'm gonna fart. Oh, that's a shit. I
This
probably
looks
shit my
like a
pants.
Souls game. though. It's gonna be another Souls game.
So let's talk about these shortcuts. Okay, some more. I looked up a few shortcuts that people have used to get the game going, squeeze it out before their release date. So Kotaku had an article where they had interviewed a few developers and asked this question. Charles Randall, who worked on the original Assassin's Creed, once said the team didn't have the budget to create a special custom skeleton rig for fellow assassin Malik. So when the character loses an arm, it's actually still there, but just inside out. Randall explained that if you clipped the camera into his body, you'd likely see a tiny little scrunched up arm inside the bicep.
I'm not sure I'm following. I might need a visual. Can you demonstrate this for me?
this. They did this.
Oh, okay. That's weird. That's kind of interesting. That's fascinating though, because I never thought of this.
Like shrink his forearm.
Yeah, just they shrank his arm
Right.
to make it look like it was either gone or mangled or something.
You don't like people in games don't think about this, right?
Yeah,
We're not
exactly.
game developers, so
Another AC1 hack involves the game's horses. Randall explained that the horses in the game were created out of twisted, quote unquote, fucked up digital human skeleton rigs because at the time the team's tech only worked properly with bipeds.
oh,
So to make a horse, they like mangled up a human skeleton and then developed the horses over that. Like shit like
weird.
this. Like it's insane. It's crazy stuff. Here's one more. So there's a tweet by Dark Table. He says, worked at a place where the engineers wouldn't give the designers times or timers to delay or sequence stuff, but designers did have falling physics objects and collision events. So designers would just drop boxes off screen from varying heights and trigger events off the collisions of those objects. So they would like use the object that falls off a cliff to trigger something because they didn't have timers
the
to
ground.
Yeah. And the other pieces or objects would use that calculation when it hits the ground to then start an animation or something like that. Because they didn't have timers, or they didn't have time to create the timers that do that without having to drop the objects.
That's
Like
ridiculous.
there's
They
so
use
much crazy shit.
Little tiny world events,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
game
So, like,
events
They drop
to trigger things.
They spawn like a box and drop it from the sky at a varying height, and they know it's going to take
And
this long
that would
for
be the
that
timer.
to hit. Yeah,
Oh,
that hit the
interesting.
ground based on the physics, and whenever it does, that's when you trigger this event.
Yeah.
So the collision of the
Cool.
box and the ground is going to happen
At zero.
at whatever time because we know the physics, and it's going to take this long for the box to drop. That's fucking weird. That's
So
crazy.
there's another
See?
one.
Limitation.
Yeah.
Where
Exactly.
creativity thrives.
That's it. I think that's where this is going to end up. This is where it's going to get. But I'm going to say one. I'm going to say this one last one here. Joe Hobbs, another tweet. He's like, without a doubt, the hackiest thing I remembered from Titan Quest is how we managed the event scripting. So more event stuff. It seems to be like these event scripting and timing that a lot of issues arise from. The Quest/event tech had a major weakness in that there was no way to delay an action once it was triggered. So if you wanted something to happen 5 seconds after a player ran through some bounding volume, there was no way to set a delay. It would always just be instant.
Yeah, I could see how that like it triggers it as soon as you walk like through a doorway or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. So he says, we were nearing the end of production, so it was hard to request additional features as engineers were slammed with trying to meet their milestone deliverables. One of the QA testers had started helping out with scripting work and figured out that there was in fact a way to delay an action from triggering based on the length of an animation. He ended up using 3 squirrels we had as ambient creatures as the animation timers, and they became the default timing mechanism. He created an invisible version of the squirrel, which we would place in the levels where we needed them. Then would time everything based on the duration of their idle animation. Because of his creative problem solving, he was promoted to designer on the next project.
Wow.
This leads me into another point, and what Daniel was saying. Where there's limitations, it breeds that creativity, that creative mind to get around those limitations. It happens everywhere. It happens everywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what field you're in.
Yeah. So whenever you hit a wall, it's got to get done. You've got to figure out a way. And that's whenever the big, mushy, creative minds, they like thrive in that and they find a way.
Like Apollo 13.
Yes. Exactly. What happened in Apollo 13?
I don't know.
Yeah, they ran out of oxygen or something,
Yeah.
and they had to like improvise. Improvisation.
Man. And that's what separates humans from monkeys.
From machines.
No. Machines will...
Machines. Morpheus.
But, yeah, like, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's
That's what I'm saying. They're
that's
going to come up with something. They're going to come up with something.
Yeah, but
That's
then there's
what I
going to
was
be a
thinking.
limitation to that something. There's always going to be a limitation.
All right.
Well,
what
like
about
I said, these are video games. They're not gonna be real life. You can't get real life from video games. Like there has to be an indelible line drawn somewhere for the creation of these games that you can't pass. There's got to be something that caps
boundaries? It's called
the boundaries of
You're
these
crossing
games.
boundaries here. Okay.
No,
Counterpoint.
well,
let me play devil's avocado here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be so bad? Let's discuss this. This crash, it happens. Games would be different. They'd be cheaper to make. We already talked about this. Would they be cheaper to buy? Probably not.
No.
But you wouldn't have to sink as many hours into gaming to finish games. If they're smaller, they're more focused, they're more limited. You'd be able to play more games, Nathaniel. Your gamer fatigue would be lifted from your shoulders.
I don't think it'd be
More
lifted.
like crushed,
Maybe
more
not.
like exacerbated.
No, because you feel better about it though, because you'd finish games more.
You could finish games
who
sooner.
never finish games.
Oh, I see what you
I
mean.
guess.
You don't have these
My-
huge, daunting games that you feel you have to play for 200 hours
Yeah.
because
Oh,
you
yeah.
spent $100 on it. It's not a great feeling.
See, I loved playing Hogwarts Legacy for 45 hours and then stopping.
Yeah,
Like that was perfect for me. It was
played
perfect.
Now,
50
do you guys
hours.
think that it's gamer dependent though? Everybody's different. Everybody wants
Yeah,
a different
obviously,
experience, so
yeah.
they're gonna have to accommodate everyone. They're gonna have to please everyone. They can't just make shitty
I know. I'm just
linear.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I'm just making.
No,
a
I
little
know. And I'm just
counterpoint.
saying, do you guys think that they're going to have to say at one point, because obviously they thought of that. They're thinking of that now already. These developers are thinking, well, how, what
they're the
is
ones
the state
thinking
of
of it.
games going to be?
They're the ones who think it's going to be too
but
much.
they have to consider the demographics.
They're the ones doing it, so it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. Maybe that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like it takes so much time and costs so much money. Like maybe we might just stop doing that.
It's like a relapse.
well,
It's like
let's-
a de-evolution of gaming.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. So, a studio of how many people are in a studio? Fuck.
I don't know.
200 people, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
that's
say
a lot.
200. That's a lot?
I think so.
How many people did Star Citizen have? We said 500 or something.
400, I think. But that's
400
that's
people?
Star Citizen.
That's a $500 million.
Yeah, that's half a bill.
Okay. So, say you have 200 people and you're working on this RPG for 10 years. Okay? You guys going to have to do some math here.
Don't ask ChatGPT to do it.
The salaries of these people range from, let's say, 40,000 to 100,000. Okay? An average salary
I have no
of
idea.
what? Let's say an average salary of $60,000 per person. 60,000 times, what did I say? 200? Oh God, that's a lot of money. No,
That's per year. Put it in. How many people work at Santa
Rockstar.
Monica? Santa Monica
Oh, okay.
Studios.
Or Rocks. Yeah, one of these big ones.
How big is the dev team for a AAA title? God of War,
God of War,
Ragnarok.
8 other studios contribute to the development of Ragnarok, including PlayStation Studios, Creative Arts, Valkyrie Entertainment, Blue Point Games, Red. Holy
Jeez.
fuck!
Yeah, so it takes a lot of people.
So it ranged from 40 at a time, 40 people, all the way up to 400 people.
Okay.
So they said putting a team of 300 people at work for years. So 300 people. For God of War.
300
Okay.
people.
How much did God of War cost to make? $200 million to make. So let's say 300 people.
Wow.
Okay. 300 people at an average of $60,000 salary. Let's just say that. Okay. Which is like, fuck, that's a lot of money. That's 18 million a year. Okay.
Plus, yeah.
Let's say it takes them 6 years to make it.
Mhm.
Okay. It's $108 million in the 6 year plus marketing, all that bullshit. Let's say $200 million to make.
Paying
Yeah.
the
Okay.
voice actors.
Yeah. All that shit. $200 million to make over 6 years.
It's a lot of money.
They have to make that money back in sales and then make some fucking money.
And
Right.
that's why these games have to be groundbreaking spectacles, because
Yes.
you're not going to make that much with the new Call of Duty. Unless, well, maybe, because people are stupid,
What are you talking about? It was the biggest fucking selling game in the last.
I guess.
10 years, the new one.
I'm overestimating. Am I overestimating them? Yeah.
No, you're underestimating.
Underestimating? But
It made $1 billion, didn't it?
I think the point still
Mhm.
stands, though. Like, people would just want to play.
Here we go. Here we go.
I don't know.
11 million copies of God of War as of February 2023. Okay. 11 million. Times what? $100 Canadian?
Sure.
Nah, before tax, $90.
1.1 billion was sales. Minus
That's a
200
billion.
million.
It's $1 billion Canadian. So
Yeah.
like 600,
700 million.
700 million.
So yeah, it made its money back and more. So that'll fund another 2 or 3 games, right? Like big games like that, they can keep making and they can keep making great, sick games.
I guess it depends. I'll have to concede on that Call of Duty thought because it depends on the studio then, I guess, because if you're just a studio, regular, average, normal studio making, this kind of, it's a cool game, but it's not this massive spectacle AAA thing.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's like these games have to be like home runs almost every time. And I think that's why there's so much time put in them. There's so much money. Again, your exceptions are the Star Citizens because this game isn't even out yet. But I don't know, man.
We should rename this podcast to the Star Citizen.
Well,
the
it's the
anti-Star
best
Citizen
example we
podcast.
have, right? Of
Of what not to do.
yeah.
Well,
As a developer,
imagine they drew a line somewhere and finished the fucking game, right? It'll never happen because they're the ones pushing technology.
Yeah, they're just adding more shit.
well, exactly. Okay, so that's why we keep bringing it up because they're not in. And I said that, didn't I say that last when we talked about Star Citizen? I said they just don't. They're not focused. They're all over the place. You have to rein it in. And I start thinking about Skull and Bones too. And I'm like, what happened there? I mean, what didn't they have a focus? I'm sure it was the idea is just pirates. Like, how much fucking more could there?
You can sail around the whole Earth. There's we want to put the whole Earth, and then you can visit other planets as well
with your ship. Your
And
pirate
fairy
ship
dust.
flies.
evolve into
Your Peter
space
Pan
pirates.
Your Peter Pan fairy dust fucking sail you into
You can
another
upgrade your ship into a spaceship.
Into a spaceship, and you become a space pirate.
planet. Done. That's good.
And then
Let's
they
do it.
just made Starfield.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. This is good discussion. Well, I think we'll be okay, is what I'm going to say. I think
Me too.
I think we're going to get some good games,
Great games.
great games that don't reach, I'm hoping, too far. I'm hopeful. I am hopeful.
Yep.
That's all I
I
can
don't
really say.
think we're gonna. I think RPG open world single player lovers like me are gonna be just fine. We're always gonna have games that we can play that we love, and we don't need more. That's my stance. I don't need more.
Oh, I have a little point here. Remember when Breath of the Wild was first announced for Wii U? Remember that?
Vaguely.
And then they delayed it and released it as a launch game for Switch, as well as releasing it for Wii U.
Huh.
So now, back to our talk, there was definitely some limitations on these Nintendo hardware, right? The Wii U specifically, limitations there.
I played it on Wii U first. It was good.
It was good. And they finally spoke about why they delayed it, and it was because of the physics engine, because of all the shit that you can do in that world, dropping rocks, boulders,
Yeah.
all this shit. A lot of physics in Breath of the Wild. And that was a big thing. And I tried to see if they had used any hacks or time hacks or like those Assassin's Creed things, but
Shortcuts.
I couldn't find any. But that was the reason why that was delayed. It was because of the physics engine. So you don't really know what kind of tricks they used, Nintendo tricks, to get that game out. You know,
I don't think they would
kind of-
ever be caught
Yeah,
dead
exactly.
telling those secrets.
No.
Nintendo
Yes,
would
exactly.
keep that very close.
Just
to their
imagine,
chest.
just imagine the secrets they have behind how they made Breath of the Wild run and look so well on that shit hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Like your design, like your
vision.
how do I make this game? How do I make an amazing Zelda game with this limitation here? And then you've got to make this path and follow the path and make sure that it keeps going, and you just got to work around the limitations, and you got to get creative. And they did it for Breath of the Wild for sure. And now they took that Breath of the Wild engine and they're making Tears of the Kingdom with it. Right?
And it's a hugely anticipated game.
Right.
So they're
So,
not
like,
doing anything innovative
crazy. Yeah,
in
well-
terms of development there. They're just
Maybe they
just
are.
what's
We don't
just-
know.
Well, we don't know. But according to the trailers, whatever. So let's say superficially what they aren't, but they are innovating in terms of new features and content
Yes,
into the game.
which
and
you
what
can-
new mechanics.
Yeah, which you can develop in that engine, and it's already like built for you over the past X amount of years, right?
Yeah.
So they know how
I'd
to
say
do
they're
it,
doing,
man.
They're doing the right thing and staying focused. And
Yes,
they're making their scope
Scope. That's what-
mechanics
yeah.
for in terms of innovating and making new features and stuff, as opposed to development tools and stuff. As far as we can see.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that was it. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. I think it's safe to say we're all agreed that this shouldn't happen. There's not going to be a crash. Okay.
But what do we know?
Yep. Who cares? Who cares what we think?
There will be no AAA RPG Ice Age
Maybe there'll be a game about it.
apocalypse.
There'll be a game about it. You listening? You watching? Do you think there's going to be a crash, as Pavel said? Is there going to be a AAA crash? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in a DM. Let us know in a tweet. That's it for this week's episode. Thank everyone for coming and hanging out. And this is a good discussion. I think I think this will go over well with the listeners. They're gonna like this one, I think. If you did, let us know. Give us a rating. Give us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Leave a comment. Leave a like on the video. And subscribe if you want to hear more, because we're doing this every other week. We're doing this every week. Send us a DM on Facebook, Instagram. But thanks again, and we hope you have a wonderful day.
Peace.
See ya.